Okay, welcome to beginning. We're gonna fold this main piece. You'll have here, you're gonna fold these lines this way. Like we always do, we're gonna do the pre-crease. This line's actually gonna fold back in, but we're gonna fold it back first just so it makes folding this line a bit easier. And we're gonna come and use our bone tool just to make sure it's nice and folded, and we're gonna do the same for this. We're gonna fold back first. And then we're gonna fold here. If you haven't seen my other videos, you can check out on how do you do the pre-creasing, the pre-scoring. That way it gives you a better idea as to how to get this, and it makes this process a whole lot easier. Then what we're gonna do is we're gonna flip this, and here we're gonna see these pieces that have been pre-scored, and that's the idea. You see, as I fold, it starts conforming to this diagonal line that's here. That's this little line in here. So I'm gonna start folding it, and you're gonna see that now it folds very easily. I'm gonna fold this first, then I'm gonna fold a small triangle, but I go ahead and I commit that fold, and then I bring this one over, and I just fold that right up to that edge. I push as much as I can so it folds right along that edge, and I commit that fold. And then I'm gonna do the same for the other side. Now I'm going to fold down, to come down and meet here in the middle. And you're gonna see that it folds nicely. And I'm going to commit that. And then I'm gonna do the same for this one. I'm going to fold this one back. Just pushing all along that edge. Make sure there's no gap all along this edge. And it's just gonna fold, and it's gonna fold nicely into that corner. Now my last for these is, these little lines here are very faint. You're gonna see them, but they fold back. And you might have to kind of just touch this a little bit here on the side. You're gonna go ahead and gently make sure that that fold starts creasing the way it should. Sometimes the corners give you a little bit of a trouble, but just because there's extra paper folded back there, but you just kind of put it almost into place. And then with your bone tool or with your nail, I don't like to use my nail that much because sometimes it scratches the paper on the side. There's something like a bone tool, which is nice and soft. It could be a piece of plastic. Goes ahead and does the same thing. And then this last one is we're gonna get it to fold here. Same kind of goes down this side. And we're gonna get it to fold in. And that does one side of the square. We're gonna do this to the 6 other pieces. And essentially they're going to go ahead and start assembling each other, but you're gonna do this to the 6 other pieces, and then we're gonna put them all together. We'll start with one piece, and then we'll start assembling the pieces that go together. So one corner comes down this way, and then one corner goes up the other way. And now that forms the 4 pockets. So we're gonna do that to all of the other pieces, right? So this is another piece that's gonna come this way. And the tricky part is getting them in almost at the same time, because as this pocket needs to go in there, this pocket needs to go in here, and this pocket needs to go on the bottom. So all 3 are going to try to simultaneously go into each other so that you have already a piece. And it just takes a little bit of gently moving the pieces around, right? So now you have all the 3 pieces that went into that one. And so now we'll go again, we'll bring in another piece on this side. And this piece needs to go in here. This piece needs to go in here, and this piece needs to go in this one. And we're going to try to simultaneously move these around so that the pieces can all fit into each other. and tuck nicely into each other. Okay, takes a little bit of playing around with the piece, but as you can see, they're mostly done. And then it's up to the last piece, this one, that's gonna come into, yeah, this piece here. So this piece goes into this one, it goes into this piece here. Now this one's gonna have 4 pieces trying to go in at the same time. So I have this piece in this corner, this piece in this corner, and then I'm gonna have these other 2. I'm gonna flip on the outside. This piece. So this piece is gonna go in here, and this piece is going to go in here. And now if I can just kind of shimmy them down, see that, trying to get them all moving. Okay, moving in this way, moving in this way. Moving in, and pushing it down. Pushing it down a bit. And folding this one back in this way. Folding this one back in this way. And now we've got it folded in. This one's not as neat as I would like it to be. You're going to use your less attractive pieces, the way they don't necessarily sometimes come out. Corner might be not the nicest. These are nice front-facing pieces. And here we begin with part B of the cube. So these we got to fold in so that these lines aren't visible. So what we first do is fold out. And then fold back in. We normally do. Fold back out, and then fold back in, and then we commit the creases. Okay. And then what we do to make this next part a little bit easier is these lines here, just this line and this line. We're going to fold in. And we're going to crease that line. You see it just there, and you could kind of just put it in there. And this you could crease with your nail. Just make sure it's well creased, and this one too. Very well folded. Again, the scoring really helps with all this. And then we bring the paper, we open back up, we close these 2 back on themselves, and we're going to fold on that line inward. Well, I'll do the top one so it makes it a little bit easier. We're going to fold this on this line, and to make this easier, these lines right here are going to get folded. So if you just pull back and fold this one, and pull back and fold this one, then it makes it easier to bring this down, and then fold these 2 lines that are here. Fold this one, and fold that one. And that's it. So I'll repeat it again. If you have this shape, you come in and fold this line and fold this line, and then bring this down, and then you can fold this line and this line. Now we're going to do the same with this one. We're going to bring this up. Easier if we turn it around. We come in here and we're going to fold. We're going to commit and fold this line that goes in here. And we're going to fold this line that goes in here. And now we bring this down and we fold the other 2 lines. Now once we have this folded, let's commit these creases. Now what we're going to do is just fold all these back onto the other side. So we fold back on this side, we fold this one down, we fold this one up, and we fold this one down. Once we have those, we're gonna flip it over and we're gonna work on folding these. Now the diagonals are mountain folds, so they're gonna fold like this. You're gonna see it goes right along the crease. You might have to, some edges might not line up properly how the paper's folded in the back, but force it to go along that crease on that pre-scored edge. And so you're gonna go ahead and you're gonna come in here and you're just gonna score that. It's gonna be a mountain fold, and then also a mountain fold on this side. The two diagonals, the two large diagonals are gonna be mountain folds. You might have to kind of just fold the papers in the back so you get it nice and fold. And so once you have two mountain folds on each of the diagonals, these square lines, the cross that forms back here, those are valley folds, and you could just fold it back in on itself, and you can score these two lines here. And then we're going to do the same with this other one. And so what you did is two valley folds and two mountain folds. And then what you're going to do is you're going to bring this up, and now these are going to fold in on themselves. So if you bring these, the mountain folds will be there and the valley folds will form this. The last thing you need to do is just bring these back up and make sure you fold them down, and you go to all four facing in the same direction. So it's going to look almost like a pinwheel or like a screw. You'll see it once they'll look like blades on a fan, all facing the same direction. So you see that they all now, if I point it, it looks like they all form that shape. And that's what we're gonna use then to tuck. This is part B. So once you have it like this, then we're gonna get the 6 other pieces. And what they do is they slide into these pockets right here. So this one slides in here. This one slides in here. This one slides in here, and this one slides in here. So all these 4 corners are gonna slide right under these pockets, and they're gonna do the same thing. You're going to move them in place so that they can tuck right under there. And now you have a corner that's tucked in, right? And so we'll continue doing that to all 4 pieces again. I'll do another one just so you can see what it's like. Again, you start all 4 corners. You got one coming in this way, one coming in this way. We've got another one going down in here, and this last one going down here. Just make sure all 4 are tucked in, and it's almost you want to pull in, keep this center kind of nice and tight because that's the way it's going to end up. And you're going to just move the pieces, going to try to rotate them in, making sure the points don't get stuck, because essentially you're trying to just, what it is you have this point right here could get stuck on this edge, so you almost want to always move that corner as much as possible. And so once you get them in there, you just tuck them in behind, tuck them in, and tuck them in. And then you just do all 6. There you go, last one's in. So now you have, just want to tuck these in as much as possible.